What do you do with your electric car if you are not even able to charge it?
I was just listening to Kelly Clarkson.
Okay, so tell me what happened.
So I was just driving home from yoga, and then all of a sudden I got this warning message, charge port disabled, charging unavailable.
Are you trying to charge somewhere?
No, I was just listening to Kelly Clarkson.
Well, that doesn't work. What do you do with an electric car when your car won't charge or even allow you to charge because the charge port won't open? Okay, I'm gonna try to push the button on mine. Sometimes that opens up the port. So watch this, when I push this button, this opens. Did yours open?
No.
We have 130 miles range left in this car, which is nice, but how much do you actually want to drive if you can't charge it? I called Tesla service. They had me reboot the car in 2 different ways. There's like a 3-minute power off, and then there's also you push the little buttons on the steering wheel and it goes off. Neither one of them helped because if you look down here, we are still charging port disabled, 130 miles. The weird thing is, this happened while Leslie was just driving down the street. We weren't trying to charge or anything, and it just all of a sudden went out. One thing that they said it might be is the fuse. And so if it's the fuse, that's an easy fix. If it's not that, then it's something bigger, and they're going to have to tow this car to Las Vegas, Nevada, 2 hours away, and we're gonna be without our car for a little bit. On this one, gas-powered cars win. This is real life. This is what happens when you have an electric car. Is it still worth it? At this point, yes. Tesla Roadside wants to troubleshoot through some things, so they're walking me through how to somehow pry open this.
So we just want to actually apply some pressure in on the very edge of that. That part of the door kind of actually swings into the vehicle. And as you apply some pressure in on that, then the kind of pointed edge should start opening.
Oh yeah, that's easy.
Okay.
Okay.
And when you are able to get that plugged in, I'm not sure if that fully resolves your issue still, but what happens when you do plug the vehicle in and try and start charging?
Okay, give me a minute. Let me grab the charging cable and plug it in. Okay. It is being jammed. I think I need to pull down on this lever in the back and then stick it in so it won't go in. Hold on. Okay, got it plugged in. No lights are coming on, nothing's happening.
Okay, so the charge cable or the wall connector that you have installed, are there any lights on that cable or a portion of it, like a green light?
Yeah, the green lights are on it. I actually grabbed it and plugged it in fresh just to make sure.
And then, but with the door being open and you try and plug in, there's still no light on that charge port?
No, no light at all.
Got it, okay. And you have your key fob with you?
Yes, I do.
Press and hold down on the rear trunk button on your charge, or your key fob for a few seconds.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, something should have happened by that, but nothing else happening, no lights coming on, nothing at all?
No, nothing.
Okay. That was, a couple steps that we could take, but if that's not resolving anything, then we just get everything coordinated to get it down to service then.
How much do you think that'll cost to tow it all the way to down there?
Call Roadside Systems. You're still under warranty, right?
Yes.
I'm almost positive the vehicle's under warranty. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
So that shouldn't charge you anything.
That's good. What do you do with your electric car if you are not even able to charge it? There she goes. They're towing the Tesla.
That's so sad, right?
It won't charge.
Really?
So they have to send it all the way to Vegas to figure out why it won't charge and then get it back to us somehow.
Oh, good luck.
Bye-bye. Goodbye, Tesla. Have a nice ride. This is probably the first time when I've been like, yeah, should have had a gas-powered car. It wouldn't have this issue. Yes, I know it's free. Tesla's gonna take care of all the hassle with it, but it's a very strange thing to happen. Again, this video is gonna continue when I find out what the heck is wrong with it and how long it takes for them to fix it. Let's see. It's been 6 days since the Tesla was towed from our house to the service center in Las Vegas. I haven't heard any updates. On my phone, it says that the car only has 12 miles of range left. Every day it's been getting up to like 120, 130 degrees inside of the car, but it's not cooling itself. Because it's below 50 miles range, it just won't cool the car. But it's still having phantom drain every single day because of the heat as it tries to keep the batteries cool. I'm a little bit worried that it's gonna get to 0 and the batteries are gonna have some major issues because it's at 0 for a while and they're not cooling the batteries in that extreme Las Vegas heat. I also don't understand why it's been 6 days. I haven't heard a phone call, I haven't had a text. I've spoke to them on day 1 about this and I haven't heard any updates or anything from Tesla, so I'm a little discouraged. So I'm at the airport right now. I'm gonna call the service center and just see what they say, and I'll put you guys on the line. We'll find out what progress they've made in 6 days when they clearly haven't touched my car according to what my app is saying.
Please leave a detailed message and we will return your call as soon as possible.
Hey, this is Dan Markham. I live in St. George, Utah. My phone number is 6. My Tesla has been at your service center since Tuesday. We had it towed there from St. George, and it's just sitting there outside, losing battery every day. I think it only has 12 miles range left according to my app, and it doesn't look like anybody's appeared to touch it yet and work on it, but I need my car back. It's been almost a week. The charge port was disabled, and so they had to tow it there. But at minimum, I would just love to have an update and just hear like where my car is and what's going on, if they found any issues or whatever. The saga continues. Hopefully they'll call back and we can figure this out. Look, the whole gang's here. There's Claire, there's Mama, there's London. Say hi, London. Oh, good job. There's Lincoln, he just took a nap on the couch after a golf tournament. Yay. And there's a dog. Hi, dog, say hi. Say hi, dog. All right, so I wanted to give you an idea of where we are at currently. The last thing that you guys saw was I was in an airport and I called Tesla, left them a message about my car. I really wasn't happy because it's been 6 days and I don't have the car, and the battery was about to die, which is not good for the cooling. And while I was flying from San Jose to Las Vegas, I got a message from him. So here's the message that we had.
Hey, Daniel, this is Marlon from Tesla Las Vegas. I'm the Associate Service Manager here. I just got to your voicemail. I do apologize that the vehicle has been missed. Unfortunately, the tow provider that dropped the vehicle off didn't provide us with any details that the vehicle was dropped off, so we're unaware that the vehicle was on site. I will make sure that this is the priority as far as repair goes moving forward. That we'll dig into it deeper and get you a better understanding as far as what is going on with the vehicle.
Okay. It's a really interesting process, so I get it. I feel bad because I love that the guy apologized and just admitted we didn't even know we had the car here. That's good that he admitted that. It's kind of annoying that it's been there for a week. I guess the breakdown in the process was the tow truck provider not telling them that it was there, even though I don't know where he would have left the keys. Did he just leave it in the car? There should be some sort of communication process. They can't put it all on the tow truck driver that's just a guy that gets paid to drive a car to a location and drop it off. That's where we're at right now. Today is my birthday. Happy birthday, me. We're trying to decide where we're gonna go for my birthday, and we're either gonna stay around town and just have like an overnight date, Leslie and I, or go to Las Vegas and have a date there. And so because the car is there, and I got this text message from them this morning saying, "Good morning, Daniel, we are proceeding with the repairs to your vehicle this morning. We will reach out to you again this afternoon with another update. Have a great day." That leads me to believe there's a good chance that it's gonna be done today. If they're just repairing the door and a couple little things, they're fast enough once they get working on a vehicle that it should be done by this afternoon. And so we're gonna go stay in Vegas and just have fingers crossed that the car will be ready tonight or tomorrow morning so that we can drive both cars home tomorrow. So, all right, maybe I'll show you a little bit of Vegas so this video isn't all just me talking about my Tesla. Here's the party in Vegas for my birthday. We made it to our room in Las Vegas, and good news on the ride. We got a text and then we got a phone call from Tesla service, and they were very, very apologetic. As soon as they realized that they had the car today, they fixed it all in one day. It's fully charged and ready to go. They said that the tow truck driver never left a key there. Yeah, they said he didn't leave a key. They didn't put it in the night drop. He just dropped the car off there and then left. And so that car's just been sitting there, and they said, yeah, since you sent it without a key, we didn't know that we were supposed to get into it because there was no night drop. I definitely gave them a key, and so they felt bad again. They said they're gonna put in a service ticket and hurry and get us a new key and for free.
Nice.
Which is nice.
Very nice.
So we'll have another key. Thank you, Tesla. The good news is we're already here at the Wynn. We just got here. We're not that far away. We're gonna go get the car. We'll have 2 cars here in Vegas. Let's go get that car and make sure that we actually have it before the saga is ended. And we got the car, it is here. I talked to the head of service, and let me tell you, he's awesome. Like, super helpful. Let's play devil's advocate for a minute. Let's pretend that we believe that the tow truck driver did not leave the key in his own car and take it with him. I could see a scenario that's very likely that the tow truck driver did his job and put the key in the night drop without any paperwork, and then Tesla just said, what's this key? Okay, I don't know what it belongs to. There's no paperwork. We got all the cars recorded in our thing. We're good. It's possible. So roadside assistance, originally, they send a ticket to the service center whenever they're sending a car. This was sent near the end of the business day, and so it did send them that notification, but then when the car was delivered after hours, and the key, they check the box, they check the night drop every single night, and there was no key supposedly inside of the night drop. Even though they received the notification that the car is coming their way the day before, they close everything out that day, and somehow it got closed out, and then the next day, it doesn't carry over, and they had no idea. They've already sent up a ticket to notify that that's an issue in the process. Tesla needs to fix that issue. The charge port, what the heck happened? That's the question. What happened to the charge port? The door just had a malfunction. It just, the charge port, like the actual piece, they took out the entire charge port and replaced it with a new piece of hardware, so a new one in there. And so whenever you see that warning on your screen that it's disabled, it's just a warning that your car and the brains of the system is not communicating anymore with the charge port. So it doesn't work. Even if you try to plug it in, as we saw, it's not gonna work and it needs to be replaced. 7 or 8 days later, I don't even remember when this whole thing started, we do have the car. They charged it basically full for me. I'm at like 254 miles range so I can drive home. And what's interesting is I asked them, do you have a supercharger inside of your building? And they essentially have supercharging power that they can use in the service center for the cars that they're servicing. Obviously it's not for customers, but I don't know why that never clicked in my mind, but it makes sense. Thankfully, the Tesla saga is over with the charge port. Thank you, Tesla, for fixing it. This is the things that we're learning. It's a new car company. They're doing their best. So, see ya. You want extra keys?
I want extra keys.
Oh, I thought you were worried about this random tow truck guy coming and stealing our car.
I am worried about that too.
He seemed like a pretty nice guy. I think
I know,
we're okay.
but still, let's get it back still.